Some portals knock before they open. This one didn't. It crept in like fog at midnight, quiet, cold, and already inside before anyone noticed. The 2222 portal isn't on the way. It's here. And no, this isn't just about numbers on a clock, though the moment you see where 2222 hides in April 22nd, it's going to hit you like a thunderclap. I'll explain exactly how in just a minute. But first, you need to feel what's really happening. It's April 21st, but the air already hums with something strange, like a radio tuning into a signal from somewhere far beyond. Maybe you've felt it too. The tension in your chest, the flicker behind your eyes, dreams that feel more real than your waking hours. That's not your imagination. That's the call. This portal didn't show up in the usual way. No cosmic rituals, no calendar alerts. It came sideways, uninvited, unannounced, and aimed straight at the ones who don't fit in. This energy isn't for the crowd. It's not a parade. It's a whisper only the few can hear. Most people will miss it entirely. They'll walk right past it with their eyes wide open, but their souls asleep. But you're still here, still listening. That means something. This gateway is built for the quiet ones, the misfits, the feelers, the ones who look around this world and quietly wonder if they were meant for another. If that's you, then you already know something's up. This isn't just a vibe, it's a signal. And once you understand it, you'll never look at time or yourself the same again. Before we dive deeper, smash that like, hit subscribe, and drop 77 in the comments if you feel something shifting. Let's wake up the ones still on the edge, because what's coming won't knock twice. Let's begin, because we're already halfway through the doorway. You see, I told you I'd explain how this is the 2222 portal. And now it's time. If you've been catching yourself remembering strange dreams, some from years ago, long forgotten, don't brush it off. There's a reason your subconscious is suddenly flipping back the pages of your own hidden book. Your soul remembers what your mind forgot. That's the effect of entering a portal like this one. It scrambles time. Past, future, and present begin to bleed together like wet ink. And yes, I'll explain why that's happening soon. But first, let's zoom in on the portal itself. Because it's not just rare, it's rogue. Tomorrow is April 22nd, but this isn't just a date on the calendar. It's a key, it's coded. April is the 4th month. Divide that in half and you're staring at 2 2s. Stack that with the 22nd day and you've got 22.22. It's not just a number, it's a mirror, a frequency, a glitch in the code that wasn't scheduled by astrologers or aligned with any known transit. It came out of nowhere, on purpose. That's what makes this portal different. It didn't knock politely. It bypassed the bouncers at the door of consciousness. This is a clean channel, raw, unfiltered, and open only to those who feel first and think second. If this is resonating with you, that's not a coincidence. That's a call. The truth is, you weren't supposed to find this video. It's like finding a message in a bottle that only floats to shore for the ones who are ready. But now that you've found it, now that your energy said yes, you've already stepped into the portal. That's why the air feels strange. That's why time feels like it's speeding up and slowing down all at once. That's why people around you seem like echoes, real, but not quite here. This 2222 vibration, it's not interested in the obvious. It's built for the ones who feel too much, who see patterns in the chaos, who talk to the moon when no one's listening. You're not crazy. You're just connected. And you've been chosen, not in some grand, dramatic way, but in a quiet one, like a leaf that lands on your shoulder, and somehow you know it means something. That's this portal. It's subtle, it's silent, and it's sacred. Most will miss it because they're looking for fireworks. But this isn't fireworks. This is a crack in the sky. And if you're feeling it deep in your bones, in your dreams, in the strange stillness between thoughts, then know this. It's not just the sky that's breaking open. It's you. You don't belong here. And this portal is the proof. Let's be real. How many times have you forced yourself to fit into a world that felt like it was made for someone else? How often have you bitten your tongue, quieted your instincts, smiled when your soul was screaming, just to avoid the stares, the questions, the "what's wrong with you?" Nothing's wrong with you, but everything's wrong with this system. The 2222 portal didn't ask permission to exist. It showed up, sideways and unscheduled, just like you did. That's the point. It's the code for those who've always felt like ghosts in their own lives. Visible but unseen. Present but never really here. This portal doesn't follow the map. It is the map for the ones who were born without one. You're not broken. You're just wired for a signal most people will never hear. And this energy? It's not soft. It's not gentle. It's a raw, electric call-out to the quiet rebels. The ones who always sensed there was something more, even when the world told them to shut it down. This portal isn't lighting up the skies for everyone. It's flashing in frequencies, subtle, coded, direct. Not for the many, for the misfits, the wanderers, the ones who've been told they're too sensitive, too strange, too much of everything. But sensitivity? That's your radar. That's your superpower. And right now, that power is being activated. The 2222 portal is a mirror, not just of time, but of truth. It's showing you who you really are beneath the layers you had to wear to survive. You're not here to conform. You're here to remember. And remembering hurts before it heals, because every time you tried to blend in, you buried a piece of yourself. But this portal, it's digging them up, piece by piece, memory by memory, light by light. If you've felt out of sync your whole life, like you arrived too early to be understood or too late to belong, you weren't wrong. That wasn't failure, that was timing, and the timeline is finally catching up to you. This isn't just an energetic shift, it's a system reboot for your soul. And when the world starts to glitch around you, don't panic. That's not your reality breaking, that's the illusion finally collapsing. You're not late, you're not lost, you're right on time. Because this portal wasn't meant for the world, it was meant for you. And now that it's open, what you do next changes everything. But to understand what's really happening here, you have to remember this isn't the first time the sky has cracked. Rewind to February 22nd, 2022. Maybe you didn't know what it was back then. Maybe it felt like a strange day, off somehow, like time was folding in on itself. People all over the world felt it, even if they didn't have the words. Some described déjà vu on repeat. Others had dreams they swore weren't dreams at all. It was as if something ancient and forgotten had turned its head and looked straight at us. That was the first wave, the opener. That portal wasn't meant to fix anything. It was meant to break things open. It acted like a mass alignment, a spiritual defibrillator for a planet that was asleep at the wheel. It rattled the locks, realigned frequencies. And for a brief, bright second, It felt like everyone was vibrating to the same inner hum. And then, silence, like a bell still echoing after the sound has stopped. Until now. Because what's happening on April 22nd, 2025, this 2222 portal, it's not the same vibration. It's the echo. But it's louder than the original because it's not just sound anymore, it's signal. It's not a test run, it's the follow-up, the shift that comes after the shake. Where February 22nd, 2022 was the flash of lightning, this is the thunder rolling through your bones. The first portal sparked awareness. This one, it demands action. It doesn't just open doors, it expects you to walk through them. And here's the truth. Most people dropped the thread after 2022. They saw the signs, felt the shift, maybe even had a spiritual awakening. But life crept back in. The noise returned, the old programs rebooted, and they fell asleep again. But not everyone. Some of you stayed awake. You stayed curious. You kept watching, kept breaking patterns, kept feeling your way forward when logic had no answers. You followed dreams like maps, even when they led into darkness. You noticed numbers, symbols, moments too precise to be random. You didn't forget, you prepared. And this portal, it's for you. 2222 doesn't tap on your shoulder. It grabs your entire spirit and reminds you that you chose to come here now for a reason. This energy isn't gentle, it drills deep. It wakes up soul memories you didn't know you were carrying. It turns up the volume on truths you've been too scared to speak out loud. And now that the echo has returned, you're going to start hearing things that shift the course of your life. Messages in music, meanings in numbers, unspoken thoughts showing up in other people's mouths. This isn't just spiritual, it's cellular. It's coded into your very being, and once you hear it, there's no going back to sleep, not just metaphorically, literally. You're not waking up at odd hours by accident. You're being pinged, like a hidden frequency is calling out to you in the middle of the night, and your soul is answering before your mind even realizes it. That's how this works. Before your brain can make sense of it, your energy field already knows what's coming. Lately, something strange has been happening to many of you. Maybe you've noticed it. Maybe you brushed it off, but the signs have been clear, waking up at the exact same time every night, as if something or someone is tapping your spirit from the other side. Not once, not twice, repeatedly, a rhythm, a pattern. And here's the truth. Those numbers flashing on your clock when you open your eyes in the dark, they're not random. They're not meaningless, they're codes, repeating sequences like 222, 333, 444. They carry vibrational weight. They aren't just reminders, they're transmissions. This started before the 2222 portal even fully opened. That's how deep this frequency runs. Your nervous system picked up the ripple in the field before your thoughts caught up. That feeling of waking with your heart racing, your body humming, your dreams half alive, that's the resonance in motion. This portal isn't just a date on the calendar, it's a pulse moving through time. And when it touches you, it doesn't tap politely. It rings like a bell inside your DNA. It's not energy in the air, it's frequency in your blood. Every time you wake at that mirrored hour, you're not being disturbed, you're being contacted. It's not insomnia, it's activation. Think of it like spiritual Morse code. A message being sent not in words, but in sensation. A low hum behind reality. An invisible flash of light you don't see with your eyes, but feel in your bones. Some nights you may feel strangely exhausted even after sleeping. Other nights you might wake feeling electric, like you just stepped out of a different world. Sometimes it feels like something followed you out of a dream. And sometimes that's exactly what happened. Because you didn't just wake up, you were pulled up, tugged out of sleep like a diver being yanked back to the surface. The 2222 portal doesn't behave like a doorway. It behaves like a circuit. When two matching energies, two mirrors, come into proximity, even for a brief moment, the charge completes. A loop closes. A signal fires. It's about sync. It's about reflection. This is why the ones who feel the most disconnected in the waking world are the most connected in the dream world, because this portal activates in pairs. Two twos, two frequencies, one mirror. And when that circuit completes, reality as you knew it begins to shift. Not just in the world outside you, but deep within. You start to remember things you didn't know you forgot. But they aren't just memories, they're messages. And this portal is how they're being delivered. The 2222 portal is built entirely on duality. Two twos mirrored, reflection and connection. When those mirrored frequencies align, they don't just meet, they remember. Like old friends who recognize each other across lifetimes. When the energy syncs, so does the memory. That's why so many of you have started remembering dreams from years ago. Strange flashes from childhood. Places you've never seen, but feel like home. Dreams you didn't understand at the time. Symbols that made no sense. Suddenly clicking into place like puzzle pieces long buried under your skin. Because this portal doesn't just open new paths forward, it reactivates old ones. Timelines that were paused, not ended. Codes that were sent long ago, just waiting for the moment the frequency matched. And now, that match has arrived. People all over are reporting the same thing. Memories that don't feel like memories, but messages. Old dreams resurfacing with intense clarity. The train you dreamt of as a child, the door that never opened, the elevator that never reached a floor. You thought they were just symbols, but they weren't random. They were encrypted files, snapshots from the soul, blueprints. And now, the 2222 frequency is the key turning in that lock. You're not going crazy. You're syncing. You're catching up to your own forgotten truth. You may be dreaming more vividly than ever, seeing faces you can't name but somehow trust. You may wake up with symbols repeating in your mind. Clocks, staircases, mirrors, tunnels, numbers. These are not just dream elements, they're signals, routes. This portal doesn't just send energy, it reads it. It's decoding your internal archives, pulling forward what you thought was lost and bringing it online. The past you buried. It wasn't the end of something. It was a pause, a save point. And now that the frequency has returned, that path has reappeared. Like a hidden door you walked past 1,000 times that suddenly swings wide open. You're not being haunted. You're being reconnected. And the deeper truth? You've already walked parts of this path before. In dreams, in past lives, in that in-between space you couldn't quite explain but never fully left. The portal is alive. It remembers you. And now it's your turn to remember it. But memory is only the beginning, because once the portal opens you up, it doesn't stop there. It starts building. The number 22 isn't soft. It doesn't whisper like 11. It doesn't dance around like 5 or float like 7. The number 22 is different. It's not peaceful, it's precise. This is a master builder number. It doesn't come to inspire you, it comes to assign you. Blueprint energy, architect energy. It doesn't knock, it drafts, it maps, it constructs. And if you've been feeling like something is rearranging you from the inside out, it's because it is. This portal is not here to soothe, it's here to structure. You may feel the pressure in your chest, your thoughts, your sleep, like something is tightening, not in fear, but in focus. That's not anxiety, that's calibration. You're not being pushed into chaos. You're being aligned, adjusted, positioned, the way a satellite locks into orbit, the way bones snap back into place after being out of joint for years. This energy doesn't care if you feel ready. It's not interested in your plans, your timelines, or your doubts. It's working under the surface, quietly, efficiently, purposefully. It's the spiritual equivalent of bricks stacking themselves behind your decisions, building something solid while you're still trying to figure out what room you're standing in. If you've felt a sense of urgency lately, like time is tightening, like the days feel shorter, but the weight of each one is heavier, it's because this portal is finalizing a version of you, closing one draft, uploading the next. And no, you're not imagining that your old interests suddenly feel hollow, that your usual distractions don't distract you anymore, that your social mask feels heavier than it used to. It's because that outdated self is being phased out. The scaffolding is coming down, and what's being revealed underneath is you, but clearer, sharper, chosen. You're not being pulled toward comfort. You're being magnetized toward mission. The 2222 portal isn't here to entertain. It's here to deploy. And if you've been feeling the shift, like something bigger is moving through your quiet days, then trust it. Trust that what you're feeling isn't confusion, it's redirection. The truth is, this energy isn't always loud. It won't always explain itself, but it moves with the weight of destiny. And if you've been placed in situations lately that don't make sense on the surface, that's okay. The blueprint isn't for your mind. It's for your soul. And your soul? It already understands exactly what's being built. You're not lost. You're being aligned. You're not behind. You're right on frequency. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through. And just as you begin to rise through that inner shift, something else begins to happen. Something quieter, stranger, and even more powerful. The portal doesn't slam shut on April 22nd. It doesn't announce its exit. The door doesn't close. It dissolves. This isn't the kind of energy that ends with a bang. It ends like fog, disappearing in the morning sun. One moment, you feel it surrounding you. The next, it's inside you. You don't step out of this portal. You carry it with you. From April 22nd onward, it's not about the event. It's about the embedding. You're not walking away. You're walking deeper in. The lines between things start to blur. The rules that once felt hard and fixed begin to soften. You may feel like you're halfway between sleep and wake, even while fully awake. Time might lose its grip. Conversations echo. Dreams bleed into your day like forgotten messages finding their way home. This is what we call the dissolve phase. The veil doesn't tear, it blends. And when it blends, it becomes hard to tell what thoughts are your own and what thoughts are being whispered through you. That's not confusion. That's communication. The portal isn't closing. It's syncing with your system. You may feel your emotions fluctuate for no reason. You might start sensing things before they happen, or knowing things you didn't learn. These aren't flukes. They're the signs that the 2222 resonance has embedded into your nervous system. It's not on the outside anymore, it's coded into your perception. And by the time April 26th arrives, you won't be able to go back to who you were before. Because portals like this don't visit and leave. They come to claim something. They take part of the old you, the outdated, the programmed, the silent self, and dissolve it with the rest of the veil. But in exchange, they activate something ancient, something deeper, something real. You'll start seeing yourself respond differently to the world. You'll pause where you used to react. You'll speak where you used to stay quiet. You'll walk away from things you used to cling to. That's not random growth. That's the afterglow of being rewritten. The shift won't be dramatic. It'll be intimate, subtle, personal, like the feeling of walking out of a dream that was too real to forget, even if no one else experienced it with you. This is what the 2222 portal leaves behind. Not chaos, but clarity. You won't need to prove the change, you'll live it. And those who are meant to see it will. So now, as the portal fades into you and not away from you, remember this. Nothing will ever quite feel the same again, and that's exactly the point. You're not just passing through energy, you've become part of it. Trust the shifts. Embrace the unknown. The 2222 portal found you for a reason. If this resonated, hit that like button, subscribe for more energy updates, and drop the number 77 in the comments to confirm you're awake and aligned. Help spread this message to others who need it, because some portals open silently, and not everyone will hear the call. But you did. If you're still watching, thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, please consider subscribing. Your support means a lot. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and stay tuned.